third session on percentages will cover the basic forms of calculations. So essentially there are two broad categories. Either the percentage value will be given and something else will be asked, or else the percentage value will be asked. If the percentage value is given, I don't find students having any problems, right? So for example, let's say it is in a simple calculation form could be find 25% of 40. We know it's a percentage, 25% has to be off some base from session 1, so off 40. The off here simply means in maths is multiplication, right? So 25 by 100, eliminating the percent sign, into 40. We have learned very carefully every percentage should be converted to a fraction, and I'm going to drill in this habit right throughout the whole series of lectures out over there. So 25% should immediately thought as 1/4. So 1/4 of 40, which is nothing but 10, which is my answer, right? Or else it could be, look at the second one, 25% of what number is 40? Remember, while the values are 25 and 40, it has a different meaning out of it. 25% of what number? That is, I do not know that, right? So 25 by 100 of x, of n, is means in maths is equal to 40 out of that. So 1/4 of n is 40. So obviously n is going to be 160. So that's my answer out over here. I find students having a problem when the percentage value is asked. So a simple question could be 20 is what percentage of 25? We are going by the first principles learned, writing it just in maths. 20 is equal to what percentage? I do not know here, right? So there's x percent, x by 100. Of which number? Of 25. Yeah, right? So I'm just writing it in maths. 20 is equal to x by 100 into 25. Now I want to find x, so I'm doing a little bit of rearrangement. Don't worry too much out of it. We are going to study a logical process also here. I'm just comparing two statements here. So x here after rearrangement is going to be 20 by 25 into 100. 25 4s are 4 20s are 80% is my answer here. And what if the question was 25 is what percentage of 20? So what percentage? Still I do not know, x by 100, but this time percentage of 20. So x by 100 into 20. Then what is 25? 25 is the answer. So 25 is equal to x by 100 into 20. On doing the rearrangement, this is going to be 25 by 20 into 100. 25 are 125% will be the answer here in this case, right? So as I was saying, the second statement, A is what percentage of B, is where beginners have some issues. So let's understand this thoroughly. When I say what percentage, what I'm essentially looking at asking is what part or what fraction, right? What part out of a total? Yeah, if it is a small part out of a total, or in generally what multiple, right, of some value, right? So for example, let's put a context. Girls are what percentage of the class? Now girls are a small part of the class, so it's pretty easy. Percentage of, latch on to the word of what? Of the class. So the class becomes my base, right? We just need to identify what is my base. The base will go in the denominator. Probably that's why it's called a base of comparison, right? So the answer here is going to be girls is compared to as a fraction of class, the total strength, right? So the number of girls divided by the class strength into 100 to write it as a percentage, right? We just have a fraction to convert it to percentage, multiply, right? Or what percentage of the solution is milk? Don't worry about milk is written at the end. Look at where is of written. Of what? Of the solution. So the solution is going to be my base, right? And what do I want to find? What percentage of this is milk? So milk is going to be compared to the whole solution, right? So milk divided by the total solution into 100, right? So their context, right? Could it be like two individuals? Amit's salary is what percentage of Bharat's? Nothing very obvious there, but the word of is there. Of whom? Of Bharat. So Bharat's salary will be in the denominator. So Amit's salary divided by Bharat's salary into 100. Obviously the comparison can be reversed. So I might have Bharat's salary is what percentage of Amit. Now it's a percentage of Amit's, right? So Amit will be the base of comparison, will come in the denominator. So numerator is Bharat's salary divided by Amit's salary into 100. I hope you see the distinction between the two sides. Amit's salary is what percentage of Bharat is A by B into 100. Bharat's salary is what percentage of Amit is B by A into 100, right? So we could also have a scenario where we say solution is what percentage of milk. I know milk is a small part of the solution, so milk as a fraction of the solution makes sense, but I want to understand solution is what multiple of the milk. So it need not always be a smaller part. Percentages can be more than 100. The solution is a bigger value. Milk is small. So what? It is going to be more than 100%. So what percentage is it? So I'll rather think of it as solution is what multiple of milk. So what is of? Of the milk. Milk will be in the denominator. So solution divided by milk, right? So what percentage is what multiple of milk, right? Similarly, I might ask the class is what percentage of the girls. So please be careful. Don't go with preconceived notion that it is always girls over class, right? The class is what percentage of the girls. Focus on of the girls. Girls will be the base. Class is being compared. So class has been asked as what multiple of girls. Class divided by girls. The number of girls in 200 for percentage. Hope you have got this. So let's get back to those two questions. 25 is what percentage of 20? Percentage of what? Of 20. So 20 will go in the denominator. 25 by 20 into 100. Ideally, don't get the 100 into picture. We have learned this. Just write it as a fraction. Reduce it. 25, 5, 5 are 5, 4, 5 by 4, which is 1, 1/4, and 1/4 is 25%. The 1 is 100%. So 125%. The sentence was 20 is what percentage of 25? Of 25. So 25 in the denominator, 20 is being compared with 25, 20 by 25. Rather than getting the 100, just reduce it as a fraction. 4 by 5, 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 4 by 5 is 80%. This is how we should be handling these. So a quick set of calculations for you, very basic ones. Again, a couple of second type of questions. So A is given as 40 and it's told that B is 75% of A. 75% of, find the value of B. 75% is 3/4. So before I speak it out, you should be ready with your answer, right? 3/4 of 40. So 4 tens are 30. B is 30. Hope you got the answer. What if I say C is, or rather B is 200% of C? Remember, it's 2 times. 200% is 2 times. Should you multiply 30 by 2? No, 2 times of C. So 30 is equal to 2 times of C. So the value of C is going to be 15 out over here. Now that we have the value of A, B, C, let's compare A and C. What if the question is A is what percentage of C? What percentage of C? So C will be in the denominator. So don't blindly say 15 in the numerator, 40 in the denominator, because numerator is always less than denominator. That's wrong way of thinking, right? Of C, 15 will go in the denominator. So the answer here is 40 by 50. The fraction has to be written as percentage. So reducing it, 5 8s are, 5 3s are, 8 by 3, which is far more than 1. So 3 2s are 6. 2 2/3. 2 is 200%. 2/3 is 66%. 66.68. So 2 to 66.66. What if the question of C is what percentage of A? Now it is of A. So A, the 40 has to be in the denominator. C, 15 has to be 15 by 40. 3 by 8, and 3 by 8 is known as 1 8, 12.5 thrice. 37.5 is the answer here. Hope you get this. It's a pretty simple one. So two basic forms of calculation are done. There's just one more form which we'll cover next. Another form of calculation that is very prevalent is finding a percentage change. So let's look at two scenarios. We have a value 50 and which changes to. So there's an arrow line which shows the change throughout in this series of lectures. Changes to 60. So obviously the change is plus 10. Compare it with another scenario. I start with the value 1000 and that also changes to 1010. So the change in the second case is also 10. While the numeric value of the change may be the same 10. However, Are we okay with the fact that the change in the second scenario, 1000 to 1010, is a very insignificant one, a smaller change, whereas 50 changing to 60 is a big deal as such, right? So what are we making sense here? The value of change is same as 10. Yes, the numeric value is same 10, but when compared to the actual values 50, 60 and 1000, 1010, the 10 in the second case is insignificant, pales, right? This is what we mean by a percent change. So remember, percent change is again a comparison. The 10 has been compared, the change is compared as a part of, as a fraction of, as a multiple of what? Of the original value. It's always of the original value. So in the first case, the change is 10 by 50. We need to write it as a percentage. Remember, don't get the 100 into picture. Just think of fraction 1 by 20, 1 by 20, 1 by 5, which is nothing but 20%. So it should be that fast. So 1 by 5, 20%. In the second case, the change 10 is compared with the original value, which is 1000, 10 by 1000, 1 by 100, which is 1%. So obviously in the second case, the change is just 1%, whereas in the first case, it was 20%, a bigger change, right? So percentage change is change as a part or a fraction multiple of original value in a nutshell, right? Remember here the change is same 10, 10. However, the percentage change is different. Why? Because your base values are different. Another situation very common in exams is, let's say 12 has changed to 15. So the percentage change or the change, numeric value change is 3. Let's say plus 3 because it's an increase. The percentage change is nothing but 3 by original 12. 3 by 12 is 1/4. Keep it in fraction only. 1/4 is 25%, right? Should be in one breath. 25%. Now let's say this 15 has changed to 12. So 12 has changed to 15. We are comparing 15 changing to 12. 50 changing to 12, first understand the change is a negative. It's a decrease, right? But the numeric value is still 3. So we'll call it a percentage decrease. So earlier the percentage increase was 25%. Now will the percentage decrease be minus 25%? Just because it's a negative. Let's check it up, right? This 3 will be compared to 15 now, right? So the percentage change is 3 by 15, which is 1 by 5, 20%. So if you want to show the decrease, it will still be minus 20%. But it's not going to be minus 25%, right? So what we see out over here is the percentage change when 12 becomes 15 or when 15 becomes 12 are not negatives of each other. Knowing one of them, you just can't append a negative sign and say that that's the percentage change for the other case. No. The base values are again different. 3 as a part of 12, 3 as a part of 15. Hope you get this point, right? There are quite a few questions on this. So let me do this again once again with the number line or a visual way. So let's say we start with the value n. This value n increases to another value m. Watch the visual, right? So n increases to m. The percentage change, so we need to find the change out over there. Let's represent it by delta out over there, and the percentage is delta as a part of n. So delta by n. Watch the screens now. So let's take the other case. Now m, we have a new number, m, bigger number. That bigger number reduces back to the original. Right? M has become back to n, right? What's the percentage change now? The percentage change, the change is still delta. Earlier it had increased by delta, now it has decreased by delta. Is delta, but then this delta is compared this time with the value of m. So we have delta by m. And needless to say, the two values are not equal because the denominators are different and the numerators are same. Numerator is a change, right? So we have many situations like this, something increasing, coming back to its original value. So remember the change is same. Once it's change divided by n, once it's change divided by m. So we'll be using this quite often in questions, right? One for you to practice: during peak seasons, Pune-Bombay bus tickets are increased from the regular 300 rupees to 400 rupees. What is the percentage increase? Percentage increase is nothing but a change, right? So 300 has become 400. Before I finish it off, you should be ready with the answer. Now let's say after the peak season is over, so that 400 is dropped back to 300, right? So what is the percentage decrease in the fare this time? Is it same as the negative of the earlier value? Check it up, be ready with your two values. Let's solve it. 300 has become 400, so the increase is 100. As a part of 300, 1/3, 33.33% is the increase. The 400 draws back to 300, there's a minus 100 decrease, but this is as a part of 400, right? So this time it is going to be a minus 1/4, that is 25%. So remember, it's not negatives of each other. So these are the three simple calculations that keep coming in different form or the other. We are still some while away from solving actual questions. So the next session will also be on concept building itself.